right, you're live with Ike Diaz, Denise Harris on KBLP. We're doing TWD Part 2. We're going to make it happen. We're going to get all the way through it. How are you, Denise?
I hope so. This is crazy, but let's do it.
I know. It's like, with all, like I was saying about a week ago when I found out about all the new changes, I was like, we just gotta bear with it just while they go through it and learn the new stuff.
Yep.
So I guess that's what we're headed for. So I just hope that we get it all learned pretty quick, because I'm still trying to. I got the. Did you get a chance to look at the thing that Lisa made for us that I sent to you?
No, not yet. I need to just to make sure. I took notes when she was talking to us, so
yeah,
I was writing everything down. So I got to play with it a little bit, but by no means do I know it inside out. That's for sure. So I need to really work with that just to make sure I know what I'm doing. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a mess. But we'll get it all set. We'll get it all figured out. It's just
we'll work the bugs out.
I know. No problem. I'm we're learning as we go. We barely got the old system down, and now they're trying to give us this
I
new
didn't
system.
even get that down.
I know we got the old system down really good, and we can podcast every week. And now this new system is like just throwing us way off. So I hope.
Recap the Sunday. What do you think?
Yeah. Let's get straight into. Well, I don't want to miss the bio because the bio and the trivia got erased. So I don't want 5-minute show. We did a 35-minute show yesterday. So make sure you check that out. So the only reason I said because it shut off for a second again, but we'll just keep it's going now. So we'll keep it going. We just got a couple more messages.
Okay.
We got a couple more listeners that wondering what's going on with our podcast, so we apologize, guys. Stephanie, thank you for listening. I hope. Let me know if you can. Yeah, that's weird.
But anyway, while I'm doing that,
did it go?
While I'm doing that,
did you find
go
it?
ahead. And I don't know what Negan's going to do with them. So Josh McDermott. Age 38, ladies. So he's he's at that age now. So somebody better grab him up. He's been on a lot of TV shows. And when I was doing the research on him, what was strange is his hair is like that. Honestly, it really hasn't changed all that much in years.
Really?
So yeah, which I thought was I thought, wow, yeah, that's just him. So anyway, he's been on a lot of TV shows. Twin Peaks, Angie Tribeca, which is a fairly new show. Mad Men, which a lot of people, rave about that show. I haven't got to watch all of it yet, but I'm working on it. He played George Payton on there. So anybody who really knows the characters, that's who he was on there. He started out as appearing on Last Man Standing, and he was a semifinalist. So,
yeah, I remember that Last Man Standing. I never knew he was on there. I never knew he was a comedian actor. This is the first I've ever heard of that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. He lists himself as an actor-comedian. So I think that's one of his, favorite things.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to. Do you like to watch or what? No, I'm just joking. You know how we were just talking. If you didn't get to hear the recording earlier, then you might. It was kind of a little inside joke that we were talking about earlier, so it's pretty fun. So, do you know if he has anything coming up besides TWD?
No, nothing yet. Nothing. He hasn't. The only thing he did last year was he was a guest on Hell's Kitchen. So, yeah, his main project right now is TWD, of course. So.
Okay, that's cool. And then you got the trivia, and she will write the trivia in the chat. So if you're in the chat, make sure you write in the chat for us. That'd be awesome. Like I said, we're trying to get everybody converted over to the chat, so everybody uses the chat when we're on the air live, or even after we're on.
Right.
So you have some awesome trivia for us.
Okay, the first trivia question is, what is Eugene's last name? A lot of us watch the show, but we know everybody by their first name. They've mentioned it, here and there, but they're not real big on the last name. So what is Eugene's last name? Okay. The second trivia question is, what is the name of the new group? And it's 2 names, not 1.
For a minute there, I didn't know that one. I had to kind of remind myself that one, because that one's a pretty awesome one.
Yeah. So, and the third one is, what word did Father Gabriel write in his notebook? That's a pretty easy one, really.
Yeah. I don't think it's easy. I just think a lot of people are going to remember it because because it was like they showed it purposely on the show, so people could see it,
Yep.
And I did say what I was saying earlier about Father Gabriel. I was reading all the blogs and all the stuff that was going on live. And the chat rooms and the I don't think they're called chat rooms no more. I mean the groups. They were all like they were saying, oh, we knew he was bad. We knew he wasn't part of the group. You know what I mean? And look at what he did. So he's earning his way with the group. You know what I mean? He's in. I mean, after taking care of Rick's baby, we gotta kind of say he's in completely with them.
Yeah. Yep. I thought it was so cool when he, grabbed Jadis and was like, I'll slit her throat. I was like, wow, Father Gabriel, you're stepping up there. That was great.
So,
I'm glad to see him finally, he's real into being part of the group, and he really looks up to Rick. He really does. Because he says that, he's who he is now because of Rick. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I since we're on it, I know we want to talk about Winslow. I know we already did a few times, but before we talk about Winslow, did you notice something between Rick and that Jadis, or was it only me? Was I seeing things?
As far as
the way they looked at each other looked a little romantic a couple times.
No.
I know you're going to say no, but I know that Jadis is kind of...
I think, no, I don't think so. I think it was more, the look was, I got you. You're with us now. I think that was more of a victorious look almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think so at all. Or that. Up. That the way they talk is kind of different. That's really different. You really have to listen to them.
I don't know, when the couple looks that they gave each other were kind of romantic to me. That's what I want to say.
No, I think more like mutual respect. Mutual respect. The way they were bargaining back and forth, it was good.
Yeah,
I think it was more of a mutual respect kind of thing. That they're both leaders.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
All right, so let's get over into Winslow. It was one of the coolest things that I brought it up. We've been talking about it. It reminded me of when I was a kid watching Mad Max, and it was so cool to watch, to re-see it all over again. And go ahead. I know you had a lot to say about it because I know you really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I thought he was the coolest thing. Yeah, and you made the reference to the Mad Max movies, and I have to agree. He's like straight out of that. It was wild. It was great. I think it was just genius the way they put him together, so to speak.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure right away if that was a Walker or not. When I first saw him, I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing when I first looked at it. I was like, "What's going on here?" And then obviously I started thinking back. We're watching TWD, so it has to be a walker,
Yeah, yeah. After he started growling, then I realized, there's a walker under there. But at first, I wasn't sure what it was, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I thought, no, that's not a robot. It can't be.
But it was so cool. And then we were talking about yesterday on yesterday's podcast on The Walking Dead. Nobody could help him. There was nobody that could really go down. Michonne was like helpless. They could see him through the holes, but nobody could really help him. So Rick was kind of like on his own.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he was.
He was on his own fighting. He was like, "Okay, don't worry about it. I'm good." But when he left, he was all beat up. You remember how beat up he was when he left?
Oh yeah, yeah. He had a hole in his hand and his leg was messed up.
Yeah. So that Walker Band Max thing put a beating on him. I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah. He was not easy to beat because holding him, he was full of spikes. And I was just so wild the way they did that. That was a moment. I mean, you're going to remember him.
Real quick, we got Stephanie listening. I want to thank you and thank you for letting us know about the technical difficulties. She inboxed me to let me know that she couldn't hear it on her end for a few minutes. Yeah. And then shout out to Chantal, who will be at the Eazy-E tribute this Saturday. It's going to be awesome. We're trying to broadcast live from there. Hopefully everything works out with all the technical stuff going on right now. I don't know, but hopefully
I hope you do. That'd be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be big for the KBLP. That was the whole plan to blow it up real big for KBLP. So it's a pretty cool thing. So I'm really excited about this Saturday. Yeah. So let's get back into the show. I do want to talk about. King Zeke showing up at Carol's with a couple of with some of his men, and they brought her some cobbler.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I used to use it as an excuse to come see her. And his men were working. Were they working in the cemetery there?
Yeah, that's one weird thing I wanted to bring up. Carol's already oddballish, and she's sleeping in a cemetery. Or she's basically living in a cemetery. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, she doesn't want to be bothered. I guess that's a good way to do it. But what did you think? Should Daryl have told her, or let her have her moment? Because she's going to find out. So, what did you think?
I think Daryl loves her too much to tell her anything. But let's get into that. I wanted to bring up the King Zeke meeting with them before we brought in Daryl and Carol. And I brought this up yesterday, and you were kind of like on the opposite side of it. So I guess we agree to disagree. But even Daryl says he looks up to her as a mother figure and not as in a relationship. And I wanted to bring that up because when he went and met her at the house, he talked to her like a mom, not as like a relationship kind of deal. Because I even said, I'll take it back to Beth, because that's why I brought Beth up in yesterday's. So if you didn't get to check out yesterday's podcast, please go back. It's an awesome podcast. I always thought that Daryl and Beth were always going to be the ones to get together. And a lot of people keep saying Daryl and Carol. And yesterday really kind of proved it to me that I don't think Daryl and Carol are never going to have any kind of relationship. I think she is more of a mother figure to Daryl. Daryl, in real life, Daryl's 48 now, I think, or something like that. But I think in the show, he's playing like a 30-year-old.
No, I do think they love each other. I just think they're afraid to have a relationship or anything, because every time they do or get close to somebody, they die. And I think that's